Good morning, everybody. And happy CPI Tuesday to those of you who celebrate. If you're here with me either in the Discord chat or in the YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We got Jim and stuff. We got Gunky. We have Trader Page, Big G-Ski, good old Jimmy Boy. Good morning, everyone. We have Trader Page, Justice, Kodak, Michael, Mitch, Rodrigo, Michael, Rui, Aaron, Monk, Larry, P. Skynet, Stock Trader, Midland Trader, Mike, Abdul, Monk, Shane, Fister5, Jonathan, Ricardo, Ilita, John, Steven, Alfred, James, Amara, Ripper Trader. Good morning, everybody. We got Easy E in here. Good morning, It Really Hurts. Good morning, Joey. Good morning, Archer. Hola, how we doing? Good morning, Paul. Hi from the UK. Good to see you. Good morning, good morning. All right, folks. Well, it's CPI Tuesday. I hope you folks are ready to try your hand at the market today with this very volatile and wild print coming in hot here. We are trading the March contracts. You can see that right here on my screen over here. March, we are rotated over into the March contracts now. That is the NQH24 contracts, NQH. H, of course, is the month code for March. And if we're looking over here in TradingView, we are just using the NQ1 exclamation point contract, and we are using it with the adjusted format right down here. So that's what we're looking at trading today together here. Good morning, Smoof. Good morning, ABD, Paul, Archer, Jonas, Pop Pops. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and kick things off, right? Let's go ahead and hit that lucky like button there on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream, of course, if you aren't already. We're looking for 150 likes today to continue streaming live into the open here. That is the benchmark to hit 150 likes. It's Wednesday for Jatine over here. Good morning, KHA. So we are pushing up here. I've been thinking about taking a long ever since we were auctioning around the 70s, the high 70s, and I haven't pulled the trigger yet. You can see right here, total profit at $0. So I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but are any of you folks in here in this market right now in a position? Right now, I was just going over a bunch of analyst notes from JP Morgan, from Goldman Sachs, and the folks over there seem to be quite bullish, which is why the market is ticking up here. The only trouble of putting on a position before this type of print is that we can have a massive stop sweep before that print kind of connects. So I'm considering trading a combine into this right now. Good morning, Luis. Good to see you. Good morning, Jiva. The market is indeed ripping. We are no longer in the December contracts, thankfully. One of the reasons why I didn't trade so much yesterday was because those December contracts were very scant liquidity. And the Magnificent Seven, which of course are Apple, Tesla, Meta, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, and of course Google, they were all going to the south side, but the triple Qs, the NDX, the NQ, were all going to the north side. AVGO might have had a little bit to do that. That's Broadcom. Let's see. AVGO had a tremendous day yesterday. So, let me pull it up here on this chart. AVGO having a tremendously strong day yesterday, going from 945, making almost 100 points there yesterday. So AVGO, of course, pretty heavy in the weight of the NQ there. So I do have some notes that I'd like to share with you folks here about the CPI. So the headline CPI is expected to be unchanged month on month in November. That is the expectation right now. That's what we're looking for. And I'm going to get you folks here a better preview on everything here shortly. But the yearly headline inflation rate is predicted to decrease to 3.0% from October's read of 3.1%. Good morning, Savage. Good morning, G-Lines. Good morning, Suarez. MyStar, good morning. The core CPI is likely to rise 0.3% month on month, and the annual core inflation rate is going to remain stable at 4.0%. Good morning, Alex. Goldman Sachs forecasts a decline in both used car prices and new car prices, and that is because there are seasonal deals that usually happen around this time, Christmas deals, promotional deals. Airfares, however, are expected to increase by 4%, And that is due to the seasonal adjustments. Airlines do raise their rates during the holidays because people need to travel during the holidays. Shelter inflation is anticipated to maintain last month's pace. Owner equivalent rents are expected to increase. The FOMC obviously is tomorrow. We're going to be trading that live here with you folks if we hit the benchmark on tomorrow morning's stream. Remember, the benchmark for today to go into the live is just 150 likes. 150 small likes on this video is all we're asking for here. Just so you all know, QT, that's Quant Towers, Top Step, auto rolled over on the mini and the micros, but the micro dome did not. So please check if you use it. Thank you there, Loxy. Appreciate you looking out for everyone in here. Marco, good morning. Fed Chair Powell remains open to resuming rate hikes. He said this at the last FOMC meeting. So this CPI read will dictate tomorrow at his press conference whether or not he's going to maintain that same stance. So that's what we're looking for today, right? We want to see if the CPI numbers come in so cool that he could say, hey, we're pricing in right now. We're pricing, by the way, the money markets, when I say we, the money markets are pricing in 4 rate cuts in 2024. If the CPI read came in extremely low, there's a chance that we could see the needle shifting and we might even start pricing in 5 rate cuts in 2024, which would be phenomenal. And that would be that the Fed has actually achieved the impossible here, that soft landing that nobody thought was possible. But let's see. Let's see how CPI reads out here. Good morning. What contract month are you trading? And go over here. We are trading the March 2024. That's what we're going to be trading today together here. The March 2024. And then if you are a Ninja Trader, just the, in TradingView rather, NQ1 exclamation point. So, what else here in my notes? I was reading some other analyst papers here. JP Morgan indicates the end of the Fed's rate hike cycle if today's CPI print stays below 4%. So if we come in below 4% on the CPI, JP Morgan says that's it for rate hikes. That's their analyst team. They said that's it. So if the CPI is coming in below 4%, we're expecting it to come in stable at 4%. They say if it comes in below 4%, guaranteed that's the end of the rate hike cycle. Good morning, Ruski. So wow. Lots of stuff is riding on today's print, which, by the way, I don't know if you're ready for this. It's coming in 20 hot minutes here. 20 minutes and then we're going to get that print. My goodness. It's all happening so fast. If the headline inflation does drop below 3%, JP Morgan is expecting lower yields to happen and, of course, a big rise and swell in stocks. So let's see if headline inflation comes in below 3%. If November CPI stays below 4%, final rate hike. And if you're seeing that, if you're comparing our economy to the EU right now, everything is pricing in a rise right now. Everything is pricing in that the stocks are going to continue to rise. FOMC is going to pause and then talk about cutting rates. Good morning, DK. Yesterday, sector rotation out of large cap tech to mid cap. Possible rate cuts historically favor mid small cap forward earnings. Let's take a look at the Russell here. Is the Russell screaming? Yeah, Russell is up today. Russell was kerfuffling around here yesterday, but now we are up today, slightly up here. So Goldman also out with a note here. They are seeing monthly core CPI inflation around 0.3%, which is the expectation right now for the next few months, and the core CPI at 2.7% by the end of next year. That would be a very incredible feat if the Fed pulled that off. If core inflation was at 2.7% by the end of the year next year. Wow, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? What do you guys think? What do you guys and gals here think? Let's see. Let's go ahead and run a poll. Let's do this. CPI print means market goes up or down. This is going to be, it's certainly not going to be unchanged. I'm going to leave it there anyway. I'll go ahead and add an option for unchanged, but. All right, folks, here's the poll coming at you hot. What do you think? Do you think that the CPI print will mean the market is going to go up or down? I have 2 W's in the word for down. So if you really think it's down, I'm emphasizing that down as a typo, but let's run with it. It's going down. So let's run with that. And then, yeah, so if you think it's both, then unchanged is your, that's your poison there that you want to pick. Well, we are coming back down to earth a little bit here on the NQ. We are up so high here that, you know, what's funny is that this area, if you can see this here on my trading view chart, this area, it looks like that's not even that big of a move, but by golly, it really is. If you actually zoom in here, that is 62 all the way up to 96. We're talking about 30 plus handles there. My goodness. So let's see, any of my unchanged voters for both. 53% are saying up, 37% are saying down. There's only 59 of you folks who have voted so far. Let's get more of you folks in here voting. Don't underestimate the current administration. Inflation and interest rates will be down before the election, even if they have to cook the books. They may already be cooking the books. You never know. Does anyone believe those CPI numbers are accurate? That's a great point. But hey, we're traders. We don't have to really care about that stuff, do we? We just trade the print and capture the alpha when we can. We don't have levels for the new contracts yet. That is correct. We will not have levels probably sometime until Monday or Tuesday next week. There's Smooth asking the question in the Discord there. Is there an inefficiency from 614 to 623? Let's have a little gander here. 614. Well, no, not. It depends on what candles you're watching, but no, because of this candle wick right here, that there's no inefficiency that I'm seeing, because that candle would repaint that inefficiency. Maybe there's another one that I'm missing here, 614. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing that myself here, just because of that candle wick right there. So yeah, this is the area that we'll be watching here. I was on the 30th. Oh goodness, all the way back to the 30th of November. Let's see, going on back here. Well, I'm using the adjusted contract, so it's going to be a little bit different. So we won't actually be able to. Let's see on the 30 here. What is it? 614 and 623, all the way on down here. Well, I can't find it. I can't find it. Well, we'll try next time. We tried though. But yeah, the new levels for the contracts for the morning memo will be coming at you nice and hot there and ready for you Monday and Tuesday. Good morning, Nick. Good morning. 4 long from 16,487. Let's get a push here. Wow, 4 contracts. Gunky is going for it here in the Discord. Good luck to you, Gunky. So we had a slight pullback there, dropping it into the 5. I think regardless, this is going to be a very crazy print in the sense that we will have stops being popped either way. So if you are going to be running this, I would say that, by golly, I don't even know if a 20-point handle, 20-handle stop would save you from getting swept, even if you're correct on the print. And furthermore, if you're jumping into this late, there's a chance that you're going to get a terrible fill. But we'll go for it. I'll probably trade a combine on this, a 150K combine, which has $3,000 worth of drawdown. So I'll try for that. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. But be careful out there, folks. If you've never traded a newsprint before, there's a lot resting on this newsprint. So far, the market's looking very strong. Every dip is being bought into right now with aggression. But that doesn't mean so much that if the numbers come in and they're not advantageous for the market, well, and furthermore, we're looking for a print here where we want to have confluence across the board, right? We want to have, because think about it, the print is not just one single print. It's the November CPI, the CPI X food and energy, the CPI index, and then the core CPI index. This is a 4-part print here, right? There's 4 different parts of this print. Now, if there's this confluence across the board where all of those prints come in and it says that the Fed is reaching their target here, things are looking real nice, well, then that's going to make the market rip here to the top side. However, if we have one part of the print that is advantageous for the markets and one part of the print that isn't, which is rare, but it can happen. We've been here before. We've seen this before. Well, then we could have a pretty waffly market where it could fake out and shake out and go all over the place, do some loop-de-loos like a roller coaster. Jay in here with the joke. By golly, 2 times in less than 5 minutes and Skitter. We have the ripisms, right? The ripsisms. Good morning, Jamal. Mike says, okay, you're scaring me. I'm leaving. Well, you got to be careful. Good morning, Easy Eldon. Good morning. Is there a NASDAQ future symbol that allows you to go back far enough to see that last high? Well, you could go and look at the December contracts. NQZ is the code, NQZ 2023 or NQZ 23, depending on your platform. What we have here on screen is the trading view chart, and that is just being adjusted down here. You can see that B80G. If I uncheck that, you can see that we'll go back here and we'll have a big old gap here from this is the December contract down here, and then this is the March contract. When I hit that B80G, it tries to adjust it accordingly and fill that gap here, and it uses a specialized trading view algorithm, and that's what we're running with today, and we'll probably be running with in the future here. Good morning, Amato. Good morning, Papa Bull. Took it out for $500. Nice work there, Gunky. What a trade. $500 kicking off his morning nice and easy. This is going so crazy. Maybe all-time high today, then tomorrow dump on FOMC. It could be. Good morning, Brave Trout. Good morning to everybody filing on in here. What are we at here on likes for you folks? We're at 115. We do have to get to 150 to stream on into the open here. Quick check on the poll. 58% are saying up right now. Strong markets here. Good morning, Channing. Good morning, beginner. Last CPI read, there was a 42-point drop before that rip up. That is kind of the point I was trying to make there, and thank you for bringing that up there, Ruski Panda. Yeah, even though you could be right on this print, do remember that we can sweep stops and pops and loop-de-loos and everything. So just be careful. Good morning, Pete. Good to see you. Can you see the Top Step tilt? I'd have to load that up. Anybody got the Top Step X tilt? Does anybody out there in YouTube land or Discord have the Top Step X tilt? I would have to. 67% short. Thank you there, Savage, here in the Discord. Good morning, Skip. Good to see you. And that, I'm assuming, is the NQ. 67% short the NQ right now? Holy smokes. We have some non-believers. My goodness. Some non-believers. A bunch of pessimists. We have some non-believers in here. My goodness. I want to see the strats that use it, how good they are. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to see whether or not those Top Step X traders are. I think it's more than just Top Step X traders, by the way. I think it's actually all of Top Step traders, all of XFAs, all combines, everybody combined. It'd be really nice if you could see XFAs, live traders, and then combines and kind of sort through them, right? Well, they heard me talking about them. They heard me calling them out because now they just flipped 56% long there. Boy, they really hurt us. 61% long on the ES, 56% long on the NQ. Thank you, Ruby. Appreciate that. I can't believe it. They heard us speaking about them. They said, oh, well, Rips is saying that's silly for us to be short. We should all flip long. And that's what they did, I guess. It's crazy the effect that we have here. It's not live traders, just combine and XFA. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. Vito says CPI excludes food and energy because nobody really has to eat or drive. Yeah, that's right. We're going to have, instead of a CPI index, we're going to have a DoorDash index, which is exclusively focused on energy and food because that's what matters, right? Late to the party. Good morning. Hey, good morning there, Kenneth. Good to see you. It's an open secret. He's a market maker, but yeah. All righty, folks, we are now 10 minutes from CPI Tuesday. I'm excited. I still have no trades on because I just think that I would get my face ripped off, but hey, it's okay. We'll see if we can catch the print as it comes in. It's going to be a very risky trade, of course. We'll probably end up getting stopped out, but I'm here for it. Probably run a 60-tick stop, but even if I'm running that, I could have a chance that will just get blown on through. There might be a big lag from Rhythmic too, so go over all of these things before you put the trade on in your mind. Go over all of the potential possibilities here. Your platform can freeze, Rhythmic can freeze, Tradeovate can freeze. Good morning, AJ. There's a lot of things that can happen with this much volatility coming in on a print like this. Remember, we are a day away from FOMC, and this is a leading indicator for the FOMC. This is very important for Jerome Powell's speech tomorrow. He already has the numbers. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he already knows exactly the numbers. His speechwriters have been working on that speech for his Q&A session tomorrow. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. Gunky says, my computer can't handle these news prints. It lags so bad, so I'll be guessing where I'm in and out. Yes. Tradeovate, Rhythmic, Ninja, Quant Tower, all of these platforms can lag, so please be careful out there and expect to if you go into this expecting that you're going to make $1 million, you're going to be pretty disappointed if you get stopped out. So just keep your expectations low on this one. Hopefully my computer doesn't die. Just go long, says Loxy. I think that's what the spread and the tilt is saying on Top Step X as well. Slay says, to my understanding, it would not be illegal. It would not be legal for them to share live traders' positions. I don't think there would be any legal discretion there. I think that'd be fine. They could put that in the contract that they want to share their live trading positions. It's perfectly fine. There's nearly every boutique broker out there shares your orders with Citadel and other market makers out there. They sell your order flow, and that's a lot of the times how they make their money on you. So, yeah, it's definitely not unheard of in this space here. They will bring out a copy trades function you watch. Yeah, Top Step X is going to have a copy function very soon here. Thank you, Shan Hacks, for that lovely advice here in the Discord. US dollar and 10-year trading like they're expecting a bullish report. Yeah, we're noticing that too here. I really, really would love to be long right now, but the only way I'd be long is if I was long from the high 60s, low 70s, if not even lower. But the reason why I say that is because on these prints, the order books will clear out. They will anticipate a large movement here, up or down, and we'll try to nab that print after it happens here. We'll see if we can get this print advantageously here. Then you can trade for us, man. We can all drink tea and eat cake while you get us ready. Yeah, I don't know about that. By the way, if anybody is reaching out to you folks in DMs, in Twitter, Instagram, anything, and they are offering to trade for you, it's not me. It's not me. I'm sorry to say this. I will never, ever, ever offer to trade for you. I don't want your account information. I don't want to log into your account. If it's not me, they're scammers. Please do not reply to any of these folks. Report them and block them and move on. I will never trade for you, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say that. The only thing that I will do for you folks is share my time here in the mornings here on YouTube and on Discord, yapping away, drinking some Celsius alongside you fantastic people here. Good morning, Bart. Good morning, Jay. Man, I just sent you Walmart gift cards. Yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't me. I'm sorry to say that. Yeah, it wasn't me. There are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that do end up falling for those things, but please be alert. I'm never going to reach out to you. I'm never going to offer to trade for you. It's never going to happen, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately, whichever way you feel about it. Good morning, Sarah. I get those on X all the time. Yeah, there's a lot of them, right? Especially in the comment section. I've been really curtailing my activity on Twitter/X lately. Place has become really insufferable. There's very little value lately on Twitter. I am enjoying my time here on Discord and on YouTube with you folks. Also on Instagram, had some new followers coming in on Instagram yesterday, and we finally posted that behind the scenes picture of the setup here because we had a lot of you folks asking about that. So yeah, I love Instagram now. I love YouTube. Haven't really been focusing on Twitter. About 5 minutes now, folks. 5 minutes until we have this print. The preview I went over here at the top of the call. But just to reiterate here, the month over month is expected to come in flat. The year over year is expected at 3.1%. The prior was 3.2%. If we had a print as low as, say, 2.8%, market would go nuts. And that's kind of what we're looking for here. Analysts are expecting this to be a very advantageous print to really signal to the Fed that there will be no more rate hikes. This is going to be the final. This is going to be the pause, and then Jerome Powell will finally be able to speak about cutting rates, that we have reached the terminal rate, that we have reached a sufficiently restrictive policy stance. You have to remember the last meeting, he did not say that, even though that was sort of expected. And as you can see, the markets are really already pricing him in and expecting that to be his tone for tomorrow, which again, we will be all trading here together tomorrow as long as we hit those likes that we're looking for. So far, we have 147 likes on this video, this live stream here. If we do get to 150, we will stream into the open. If not, then we will go ahead and just, wow, this is ripping. We are above 16,500. If we don't get the benchmark likes, then we will just go ahead and stream here on Discord as we always do. Rui says, wow, just checked out your setup. Really cool. Thank you so much, Rui. 148. We're getting close. Good morning, KFC Rampage. Good morning, X4M. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Long Rain. Long Rain wishing everybody good luck here. And like I said, as bad as I want to be long in this, Even though you could be right, 16,500 could jump all the way to 16,700, but not before it sweeps down to 16,420 first. You know, these types of prints can have big sweeping movements well before they're on. Sometimes they can go straight up. You just never know. Please trade cautiously. I will likely be trading just a combine in this. I'm putting an OCO order with a 15-point stop and a 100-point take profit. I have a 57-inch NV up 210 on my position. Do I hold or take profit before the print? So tempting. Wow. Well, good luck to you either way there, Gunky. Where was the setup posted? It's on Instagram, in my Instagram story there. Make sure you view that before it's gone. My Instagram, by the way, right down here, @SellingRips. @SellingRips is my Instagram and Twitter handle. You can follow me on both places. I just want to be long so bad right now. Oy, oy, oy. 3 minutes, folks. Inside 3 minutes now into the print. Make sure you're ready for action here. I'm actually going to zoom out of the book map because this thing can get so wild so quickly. I'm going to try to get as much alpha as I can on this print here, but do know that this is the type of print that can stop you out almost immediately. So please, please, please trade safely on something like this. As bad as I want to be long here, I may end up talking myself into taking a lot long here, even though that will get swept out. Let's see, 83.20. I mean, that could be worthwhile, risking one down to 400 there. Let's see if we get any kind of pullback at all down to sort of 500 here, waiting for that 8:28 hour. Let's see, 10 seconds. I'm going to make a decision here because I could risk this down to 80 and still feel okay about it, I would think. Or I could just be patient and wait. Coming back down here, a little pullback, and it is being bought up. A shocker of a print would be to the downside here. That would be just a shocker of a print. Are these numbers the craziest? Yeah, CPI before FOMC is going to be probably one of the most wild prints you'll see. We did have some wild prints in these past few weeks that we were trading together, but this is going to be up more wild here. Muno says, no position want to develop good habits. I'm with you on that one. 90 seconds, folks. Here it comes, 90 seconds. Make sure you're calm, cool, and collected here. Oh, goodness here. I'm going to take a long, and I'm going to move my stop. We're going to Ninja Trader here. I'm going to move my stop down here to 79.5. Pray for me here, folks. This could sweep down and stop me out in a jiffy, but this is in a combine account. I'm willing to take the risk here. Watching now. We are inside 1 minute, folks. Inside 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. Good luck to all of you out there. Good luck. Order book is clearing out here. This is where things get very dicey, very choppy, very dicey. But let's have some fun here. Let's have some fun for CPI Tuesday. 40 seconds now. It is the final countdown. Google rolling over a touch here. Tesla kind of rolling over. Can we hold these 500s? Let's see. Hoping that my platform doesn't freeze at all here. 15 seconds now. Very, very wide spreads here. Very wide spreads. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a wild one. 5 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Stopped out as expected. So taking a loss. 0.1% for CPI. Let's see if we can grab this on the afterglow here. Trying along here. Seeing if we can hold above 500. Adding into that. Oh dear. Oh no. I added too high. Stopped out there. I added too high on that one. I had more lots than I should have had on there, but I added a little bit high here. Seeing if we can get on another one here. I was very much in the green, but I got a little bit greedy there, adding a little bit too high. See if we get a pull back here to the 500s and we can take this for a second ride here. Very, very wild here. So the print came out 0.1%, a little bit hotter there. And year over year, 3.1%. So sort of a nothing burger. But let's see if we have anything that we can play out of this development here. Aaron got it. Very nice there, Aaron. I'm going to try a long here again. Looking for this perk up above 550 now. I'm actually going to move my stop. I want to take a little bit more heat on this. So looking for these 20s to hold here. They are capping off 30s a little bit here. Pushing up a little bit now. Adding a second lot here, seeing if 30s will hold. I want to see this clear out the 50s here. That's what I'm looking for. Some sell side pressure coming in. I want to see 30s hold here, watching closely. Still bouncing the VWAP, but this could get violent to the downside. That's why we have a stop in place here, just in case. Watching these 20s. Little flush there at the 20s. And we are coming back down to earth here. Let's see if this holds at all. Actually going to move my stop down below 500. Oh, stopped out. I didn't move it fast enough. So taking a loss there. Let's see if we can get any kind of bounce here. Selling off a little bit. Not moving all that crazy, but I think that we can get a nice move here on this print. So seeing if we hold these 500s. This is going to be my big tell here. Whether or not we hold these 500s. Sort of a nothing burger print. Sort of, but not exactly. So not holding the 500s just yet. Watching these 90s here. Seeing if this is a weak bounce or if we actually clear above 500. If this is a weak bounce into 500, I might consider shorting this. All right, we're getting some sell side now coming in. I'm actually going to go short this print here. Stop above 500. Adding into that for 3 lots now short. I want to see a clear out below the 70s here. We have a target of 62 at the lows. So we're testing 80s here at the lows. See if we get a little bit more sell side here. Again, I want to see this clear out 62 to the bottom. Nice little flush here. Looking for 75 to pull. There we go. We get some nice sells in here. Big sellers stepping in. Again, we're looking for 62 to pull here. Very nice. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, 62, if this fails, we're going to be in business here. This thing's going to really cook to the downside. So anticipating that bounce at 62, but let's see if we get a clear out below 62 here. Some nice sell side pressure coming in. Oh, some buyers stepping in right there at 70. But let's see if they're strong enough to hold this up here. More sell side coming in. This is what I want to see. Apple off a cliff here, which is nice. A little bounce from Amazon. Not what I'm looking for there. Microsoft kind of firming up at those lows there. So we anticipated that 62. I didn't take profit there because I saw a lot of weakness coming into those 62s. But now seeing if we can jam on back down here if these 90s are weak. If 90s are weak and this is rejecting, yeah, they're getting a little bit too strong here through these 90s. I would have liked to see a harsher rejection here at these 90s. It's still very much a very waffling print here. A lot of volatility coming through. Seeing if we can break down below these 90s with strength here. Coming back down a little bit. I want to see weakness below these 90s. And then see if we can retest 62, and then we can really flush below those 62s again. I did see weakness approaching those 62s, so I'd like to see that continue here. There's a big player that stepped up at 75. Still that big player at 90. Big bounce there from Apple. Let's see if we can peel out anything on weakness below the 90s here. We do have a lot of liquidity down below the 60s into the 40s. So that's kind of where my ultimate target would be to the downside here. Let's see if we can have a little bit of a roll below these 90s. $500s watching to see if we reject 500s here. Okay, weakness through the 90s. We just need to see that persist. Wow. Big buyers stepping up through those 500s here. We might just get stopped out again. Actually want to have my stop a little bit higher there, just in case we take some heat. We just have to have 500 reject here. That's what I'm looking for. Big green candles across the board so far. It's crazy. We hit that 62 target. We had a slight flush below it, and that's kind of what kept me in on that trade there. I didn't expect this large of a bounce here. Let's see if we can have weakness show up at the 500s. Watching here at the 500s. Yeah, they're still buying it. Stopped out there on that one. Might have ran my stop just a bit too tight again. Let's see if we can jump back into this one if we're showing weakness at the 500s. I thought I'd be able to run that stop there, but yeah, I got to take that short again. By golly, we got stopped out at the very top of that range there, unfortunately. Just the way it's going to go sometimes. All right, let's see if we can be weak below the 500s here. Get some more size on, adding in a second lot here. Seeing for if we get this weakness at the 90s. If we do, get that encroachment back down to the 70s. I can't believe we had that stop just run a tick too tight there. All right, keeping an eye here on Apple. Tesla's off a cliff as well. Okay, filling 3 lots there on that big sell at 93. Watching to see if we can be weak here below the 90s again. So yeah, that 62 level, we were tracking that right here. That was the level that I was looking for to break to the downside. We tucked below it ever so slightly. I just didn't expect that monstrosity of a bounce to come right back through. We're looking at the 1 minute. We just really we nicked that thing. So I want to see weakness now persisting below the 80s. I want to see us back below the 60s here and then encroaching for that target that we're looking for down at the 40s. So here we are at the 80s. Big buyers stepping in again at the 80s here. Big buyers. I want to see these buyers getting sold through, and then commonly we will get to those 60s. We'll see a small little perk of momentum, and then we should flush those 60s here on this weakness. It's just a shame we ran our stop too tight there on that last extension. So let's see if we get this through 75. Now there was a buyer at 75 that we have to sell through. He could scare the price action back to the top side here. Seeing some red coming across the board in the Magnificent 7, which is nice. That is what I want to see. What is the symbol in NinjaTrader for the March contracts? It is NQ March 24. And if you just type in NQ, it should automatically rotate for you in NinjaTrader. So we are still seeing sellers present, but we have to get through this player at 75 now. So let's see here, watching around that 75, we can get through that player at 75. We do have about 15 minutes now until the top of the hour. There is no news, I believe, coming at the top of the hour. We may have Redbook retail sales. Yeah, Redbook retail sales are going to be out in about 10 minutes here. That usually doesn't move the market all that much. But I am seeing buyers exhausting here. I want to see some chunky sellers coming into this 75 player and start wrecking this guy or gal, whoever they are. Are you seeing that buyer on Bookmap? Yeah, I'm seeing the 75 buyer on Bookmap here. Here we come testing that 75 buyer again. And we do have some nice sell side pressure this time. But he or she is very strong here. Savage up $355. Way to go there, Savage. Watch you see this violence through 75 now to the downside. Yeah, there's that 75 player. He doesn't want to let it go. That 75 player is probably somebody who is short from the top trying to get filled a whole mess of contracts there. And those algorithms are touching it and seeing it. It's a hidden order. And the moment they touch it, they skitter on to the back, to the top side there. So seeing if we can confidently get through this 75 player, we do have a lot of sell side pressure coming in and hot here. Here it is again, testing for the umpteenth time here. Seeing if we can finally get through them. Some big pressure coming in. Still there, buying. They want to get filled a whole mess of contracts there at 75. So seeing if we can confidently sell through that 75 player here. Still some tremendous sell side pressure coming at him or her, whoever they are. Skitter. We got the skitter on down or skitter on up here. So see if we have that sell side pressure showing through here. Nobody wants to sell into that player for now because they're so strong here. But if we broke through that 70, would give out pretty quickly. Just keeping an eye out for this. Yeah, they're still buying those 75s. Back up to the 80s here. Imagine sitting there with your billionaire button, just clicking buy and not. Yeah, they have a lot of resting liquidity there at 75. So there was a pop sweep there to the top side, 80s up to 87 or so. Sweeping some stops there to the top side. I do think that we do have the liquidity now to get through this player at 75. Let's see if we can get a clean flush through the 75s now. Some big tug of war going along here on this print. If that 75 does give out, I do think that we have a lot more room to the downside than people are expecting here. I think it will get very, very deep to the downside if we can break through this 75 player. So watching here again at the 80s, big sell side pressure. Let's see if we have the liquidity now to bust on through that 75 player. There's that 75 test once again for the 800th time this morning. We are through 75. Let's see if we can fade the 70 now with that strength, that sell side strength. Watching closely at these 70s now. Big sellers stepping in here. Very nice push to the downside here. Again, we are going to be retesting this 62.5 level. Let's see if we can push on through with violence. Watching the 62 level. Some nice liquidity back at the 70s here, but they are selling it. Watching closely here. Thank you, Trader Page. Says great call. Looking here at this 65 again. Thin liquidity being offered there, which means that they are likely going to tethers back down to the downside here. Very thin liquidity to the top side. This is going to slam, in my opinion. Here comes that sell side pressure. Watching for the 60 to snap here. We'll get very violent below 60. All we have to do is just tap that 60, get through that player at the 60s there, and then sell right on through them. Here's that 60 test. Very chunky test to the downside. Some hidden orders at 62.5 as expected. Let's see if we have that sell side pressure to bust on through here. Very thin liquidity to the ask side, indicative that we will slam here through the 60s. So watching here. They still are buying these 65s for now. You can see here on TradingView, this is the level that we're watching to bust on through here. Watching the 62.5 player again. Let's see if we get the slam right through the 60s. 62.5 player still buying. So watching here again for this retest of these lows. We do have the Redbook retail sales coming out in 7 minutes here. 7 minutes till the Redbook retail sales print is coming. And then at 9 a.m., I don't believe that we have any prints. Yeah, nothing until 11. At 11, we do have a 4 and 8 week bill announcement. That is coming out from the Treasury, of course. So seeing if we have this sell side pressure persisting. Watching here. Big sellers stepping in. Watching the 62.5 test again. Very thin to the ask side here as expected. They're forming quite the volume shelf down here at 65 to 67. They are still selling these 70s, however. Watching here, Apple as well. Looking at equities, kind of rolling over a little bit here. I Will Trade says, I made a mistake. I bought 10 full contracts on the NQ when I meant to buy 5 micros. As soon as I noticed, I closed my position for 410 in the green. Could have been worse. Hey, there you go. That's nice. Nicely done there. So looking for this test lower still. Trying to be patient on this one. Want to see this bust through 60.25 here. A little bit of exhaustion from the sell side. But if we do have a little kick in the pants there from the indices I'm looking over at the ES, the SPY here. If we do have a little drift lower in the SPY, they are still capping this off at the low 70s here, which is giving me the confidence to hold into this. So we do have some nice sell side coming in those low 70s for now. There is that big seller coming in, stepping in again, looking for this test lower. Happy little accident, exactly. Bouncing off of the Hong Kong gap, close open on my chart. Yeah, it is right now, but again, that is one of those areas where we can have a beautiful breakdown of the price action here. And the longer that we are holding these low 70s with sellers, the more likely it is that we'll get that. If not, we'll have a bounce and we'll get back above 75, testing those 80s again. We'll have to see if those 80s are going to be met with sell side here. Market saying, not so fast, Kimasabe. So still some beautiful sell side coming in here at these low 70s. Seeing if they're firming at the bid at 70 flat. We're through that 70 flat player, but sell side has died down just a touch here. Volume is down a little bit. We'll have to see what that Redbook retail sales print comes in and gives us any push of momentum here to the downside. Moving stop to 75 makes sense once 60 goes. Yeah, if we get to that 60.25, I think we'll have a flashback down to the 40s there. So looking here at 75 again, we do have the VWAP up at 81 and a quarter. They are still selling this pretty heavy as we get into those low 70s, mid to low 70s here. We just need to see this confident pull through this volume shelf that is right around 62 to 70. And that's where I'm looking for most of this liquidity to find its home here, as we are kind of just holding these lows for now. $460 is the daily low. What is that line? That is just the hourly low. That's 460 and a quarter is the hourly low. The red line is the hourly low. The blue line is the hourly high. Good day from Berlin. Blessings. Hey, good to see you there, Alpha. So we are below the 70s again. We have that sell side pressure coming in here. I want to see this confidently below 60 and a quarter here. So nice pull to the downside there. Good morning, Tough. How are we doing? Some bidders there at 65, but let's see if we can get that sell side right through them there. Back to 62, testing these lows, 62 and a half. Watching this sell side pressure. There's that 60 sweep that we've been waiting for. Called that out perfectly well before it happened. There was somebody in here that just would not stop saying, if you're going to say bullish, 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 we get you. You're in a position and you're long. That's okay, but you don't have to say it 100 times, and especially when you don't know what you're talking about. So there's that flush below the 60s there. Beautiful. I'm going to cover one into the bid there. There's our 50 pull. If you don't know what you're talking about, you don't have to say it 100 times. And you know who I'm talking about. I see your messages for the first 100 times. It doesn't have to be 200 times, especially when you're completely wrong. So there's that pull through the 60s there that we were looking for. Thank you so much to the supporters in here who aren't going against my position and typing it 100 times here in chat, like a knucklehead would. Thank you so much there, Eric. Thank you, Bart. Yeah, we did cover two there into that pull. I'm going to move my stop down here to 72 and a half. See if we can ride down the rest. But I do appreciate you folks chatting in here. I do appreciate all of the support. I will never ban anybody in this chat unless they're being inappropriate. You guys and gals are here. Welcome to say whatever you want. But, you don't have to say it 100 times. It's not going to make it any more true with your bad call. It's not going to make it any more true, unfortunately. That's not the way trading works. You can yell at the market, but it won't listen. Otter says, oh, you will ban me at some point. No, I'm against banning people. I think that we should have an open discussion here. So there we are, testing those 50s on the low there. So as I said, when we break that 62, we are going to skitter on down into the 40s. And here we are at the 40s. Goodness me. And looking now at that 45, I'm looking at a cover here right towards 45. Watching here on the bid, covered out at the bid there. Beautiful flush right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous flush. There's our trade. Gorgeous, gorgeous flush there. So we traded in one combine this morning. That was the print, and then we traded in one XFA here. Go ahead and show this on over here. Thank you so much there, Rui. Thank you, Fish Lips. Appreciate that. Anybody else catch that short there? Anybody else? So that was a beautiful, beautiful fade there to the downside. ABD got it for $2,900. Vladimir got it. MyStar, Josh, VWAP, Aaron got it. PNW Life got it. Wow, look at you folks in here. Way to go. Up 430, 385. You love to see it. Oh, by golly, you love to see it. Well done, everybody who caught that. Well done. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Hit max profit target on 50K combine up $1,500. Let's go there, Neon. Gary up 150. Jay Quinn up 385. Big G Ski up 430. Oh, by golly, we're doing it, folks. We are doing it here, folks. And we did flip our bias on that one because we kept on looking for the bounce long. But then when we had that weakness up there at 16,500, that was our tell. So if we wouldn't have got stopped out there, that would have been a monster trade. We got stopped out at that wick right there. That wick stopped us out. I just should have had my stop just a touch higher. I thought 508 would have done it, but it was we needed to be up at 510 or 511. You reading the market is insane. Thank you so much. I've been doing this for a decade, so this is it's that many years of experience that it takes to get to a proficient level of tape reading and understanding how the order book is looking here. And that's why I didn't take off the trade until I did. Now we're pushing back above 56 there. I like my exit. You know, we got a nice exit there to the downside, and then we are pushing back up here. So there is the pre 9 a.m. pump there, popping some stops. Hopefully you guys and gals here are running those stops. How were you able to hold your position? It was in the high 70s. Well, you know, just having the read and knowing that if we don't encroach back into the 80s, I was ready to hold that all the way back into the 80s and potentially even put on some more lots there. But yeah, it's just reading the price action and understanding order flow and doing this for a very, very long time. Rips, any temporary levels for March? No, Neon, we don't have any, unfortunately, yet for March. They will develop, and like I said at the top of the call, Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday is where we're looking for new levels to come in. New levels to come in there. Wow, nice work there. Smooth up $1,660. But why is the market dumping? Wasn't the CPI data good news? Good question there, Mitchell. That's a very good question. I appreciate you asking that. So the print came in. Let's go over the print just one more time here. Let me go ahead and load that on up for you folks here. So the print came in at a little bit hotter, 0.1% versus a 0.0% estimate. So that was strike one. Strike two is the year over year coming in at 3.1%. You remember at the top of the call, if you weren't here, talking about that, saying that if it came in at 2.8%, the market is going to rip and rally. Here's the thing. What did I do before the print even came out? Does anybody remember? What did I do? Well, I was long, right? So what does that mean? If I'm long, everybody else is long. And I'm not saying I'm the whole market here, but just follow me along this story here, right? If you are going long pre-print, there's other people going long pre-print, the market is pumped up, things are juiced up, there's a lot of folks who are heavy into the print. Everybody's expecting the print to be amazing, right? But the print wasn't amazing. It came in a little bit hotter, 0.1% versus staying flat. And then the year over year came in exactly the same as expectation, 3.1%. If that came in at 3.0% and it came in flat 0.0%, we would have had a much more advantageous print. The market is completely pumped up right now from yesterday's rally, so it was kind of pricing in a really good print. We probably would have skittered up maybe 100 points and then settled at 75 or 80 somewhere in that level. But because of that, we didn't. And I was seeing that test around 16,500 to see if we were going to continue up to the upside there. And no, it did not hold, and it ended up rolling on over. And we originally held that down to the 62.5, got stopped out on that whip back up to the top side there. We did not cover here because we knew that the market had more room below that flush area, 62.5. We got stopped out at the top of the wick right there. We ran our stop at 508. Unfortunate that we got stopped out. We jumped back in, took it all the way down to the lower end of the extension for the time being, right before that nasty pop came in, and locked in some profits. So that's what we did there. Loxy also pointing out that the Dixie went up too. That is a very good point there. And I appreciate you folks here doing those types of call outs. It really does help our community. It really does help our group here when you guys are calling out, guys and gals here are calling out all of those other tickers and things that are happening. So I do appreciate it. Please, please, please continue. Why the heck aren't we at 200 likes? What are you people doing? That's what I'm saying. Make sure you smash that like button if you're in here and you're enjoying the stream and the content here. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I really do appreciate it, of course. So it's going to be interesting now. We are at the top of the hour here. Going to be interesting to see if we do have anything left on the table to trade pre-open. The benchmark, of course, was 150 likes to trade into the open. We are currently sitting at 237. I do appreciate you folks here. Thank you so much. We will continue streaming into the open here. But this right here, the price action that you're seeing kind of waffling back up, that is shorts that are closing their positions right now. The ask is very thin. The offer is very, very thin right now. And the market makers are just allowing that to go to the top side because they're getting better fills that way. Asa, dude, says, we appreciate you, brother. I love your name, by the way. I'm going to say it like that every single time. P Skynet, it says aggression and behavior psychology. Exactly right. DK says, where did you see that 62.5? I do not see it on the book map. It's a level that we drew pre-market here. This is kind of the level that has been holding as defense here. Well, let me go ahead and grab the trading view. It's a level that's been defended here during the morning session. And generally speaking, when those levels are heavily defended, we have strong buyers that are holding those levels. The moment we break through those buyers, stops are getting popped and then down we go. Dying oil is actually a sign for a recession. Yes, indeed. It's we're trying to get a soft landing though here, folks. So that's what we're looking for here. Alrighty, we are at 16,450 here. We are about 30 minutes until the open. I do appreciate everyone tuning in here. We are going to be streaming, of course, in through the open. Good morning, Grateful Trader. Good morning. Good to see you. Pump and dump down to market open levels. Yes, indeed. That was a wild print there, and I added on my combine, added in a little bit too late into that rip to the top side. I was in the profit. I got way too greedy. I tried to add more contracts into that, but I ended up buying the top of that. Another good short opportunity. I want to be patient. I would love to see a retest up above into 62, 65. I would love to see that. Davis says, you deserve more subscribers. Great channel. Hey, thank you so much, Davis. Really appreciate that. It is free to subscribe. It's also free to like. Just hit that subscribe button. Make sure your notifications are turned on there. And you'll be notified every time that we're going live. And in fact, it's important that you turn on notifications because tomorrow we will potentially be having an FOMC stream live. We will be getting that live here and trading that live together. How do I get the new NQ on TV? It's going to be NQ1 exclamation point, just as I have here, right there. Or just type in, you can just type in NQ like that, select the first one right there and click it, and it'll load you on up. And just make sure that you hit that BADG button down there so it adjusts the contract for a continuous roll. Yeah, I got a nice lineup around 62s. Glad I'm doing something right. There you go, Joe. There you go. Grateful Trader says, really enjoy your comments on trades, the way you look at trades. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And I appreciate all you folks here in chat. You folks are always so gracious and so wonderful. And it's really fun to share my mornings with everyone in here. We really are a knucklehead free zone, which I really appreciate. Go into other streams and there's quite a few knuckleheads in there saying untoward things. And I like that we have a clean stream here. We have a clean community and we're all here to help each other, look out for each other, watch each other's backs. So PPI tomorrow before FOMC might be even more volatile. It could be. I would expect they're probably going to be a little bit more thin going into the FOMC. Oil is not liking the news. Let's check out crude here. Let's see. Oh, no. Anyone short crude here? Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. That ain't good. Wow, oil off a cliff here. Weren't they saying that it was going to be 95 a barrel by mid-December? Oh, my goodness. Up 200 after not sure I should trade anymore today. If you're feeling like you should lock it up, Mike, and that mental capital is spent, you lock it up. That's what you should do. Bart says, it did just hit 69, spot 69, which is nice. Knuckleheads add liquidity and fuel for good trading. This is true, FX. It is true. Do you stream all day but the market clubhouse? In the market clubhouse, I try to stream as much as possible. If there are advantageous trades, we do stick around and trade. So it's worth checking out, in my opinion. Here's the link. I'll drop that right there. We have a whole webinar archive. We do a lot of education in there. We have a beautiful community of new and veteran traders. Any explanation on why the micro and mini don't match up? That's a good question. Maybe they're two different contracts. Maybe you're looking at the December in the micro and then maybe the March in the mini. They should line up. By golly, they should. Let's see. Oops. I gotta click that one there. Why am I on the daily, by the way? There we go. I've learned a lot from you. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us. Oh, thank you so much, 3 generations there. Appreciate that. Weren't we flirting with 100 on CL a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, everyone was saying that mid-December will be around 95, and that's just not the case. PNW Live says, I appreciate your composure when under pressure, and yes, great channel. Keep going. The algos will pick it up, and subscribers will roll in. Thank you so much. Been watching your stream since Friday and already learned a lot. I appreciate your positivity and willingness to answer questions. Absolutely. Thank you, Elizabeth, for joining us. Appreciate you being here. Micro says unavailable. Well, let's see here. Let's type in, let's go over to MNQ over here in NinjaTrader. Loading. Let's see. Yeah, it's working on my end here. There's the MNQ. Let me show you here. That's the MNQ working on my end. So I'm not so sure. MNQ should be MNQ H24. That's what it should be. MNQ H24. But in NinjaTrader, I just type NQ or MNQ and just click the pop-up that comes in from the drop down there. H is March, correct. NQH. NQZ is December. The easiest way to remember that Z, last letter of the alphabet, December, last month of the year. Hey, Ribs, why does your P&L not show? Just curious. I'm not in a trade right now. That's why. Don't have any trades. Here's where we're sitting here on the day, though. We have one combine, one express trade. Combine, we got wrecked. Express account there, up 95 bones. So that's where we're sitting there. Jaden says, I'm in Market Clubhouse, different username. Oh, well, let me know which username you're in there. Should we all go spam Market Clubhouse and Top Step TV chat? Well, good news is that I'm going to be trading live on Top Step TV later this month. I'm going to be doing some live trading alongside Michael Paddock. So stay tuned for that, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll let you folks know as that gets closer when we will be doing that there. I see you in here now, Hydro Oxide. Welcome, Jayton. Jayton, I always get your name wrong. We haven't figured out how to do that. But yeah, I will be trading alongside Mr. Michael Paddock there. I swear it's a Paddock, right? Patak? Is it Patak? Michael Patak? MP needs help. He's a great guy. He's an awesome guy. He's one of the real ones. And that's one of the reasons why I trade on Top Step is he's a real one. Patak? Second way you said it, Patak? Okay. Thank you very much. Is my stream delayed? On Discord, there's zero latency. On YouTube, I try to do it with zero latency on Discord the best that I can. You can tell if you're delayed or not by just going right here and looking at TradingView. And that is the current time right now. So you can see how much you're delayed. One way to catch up on YouTube is just to watch the stream at 2x speed. And that should catch you right on up. Well, it says, with Top Step, do you pay the monthly fee after you pass the combine as well? Nope, you do not. You pay a one lifetime fee, which is amazing because if you're a good trader, then it only costs you $149 for that $150K account. One lifetime fee. They fund your account with essentially $4,500. I actually had a question on one of my YouTube videos about this, asking if Top Step was a great way to get into futures trading. It is 100% of the time because you don't have to risk your own capital. When you're learning to trade, you're going to spend a lot of money in market tuition. With Top Step, you just don't have to do that. MP is a good guy, but definitely gets emotional when trading. I've been following them for a few months. It's one of the hardest things to do, to not be emotional in trading. We have a 2-hour webinar here in the Clubhouse about psychology where I go over a lot of that stuff, but it is not easy to remain very stoic and emotionless in trades. You folks saw that last trade that I took, that short. That's how I operate. You know, you have to be very emotionless. And once you get the resolution you're looking for, then you can kind of let your emotions out the gate there. And so that's, it's one of the things that you have to learn as a trader is trying to maintain composure while you're in a trade. You said watch at 2x to offset latency. Yes, if you watch the stream at 2x speed, it'll catch you right on up. And then you can see here down at the bottom how close you are to the actual time. And if you want to join us in Discord, there's a link that I posted here in the chat. I guess I can post it again if you want to check out this link to the Discord. There is absolutely zero latency for this stream in Discord. It's a real thing. Emotions, exactly right. Yes, exactly right. Forget CPI. When is YouTube going to send you the award for best hair? I don't know. Maybe they'll send a plaque for that one. LOL, wow, you sound like a chipmunk, though. That's could happen. Got it down to 2 seconds delay. There you go, Ivan. Yvonne, is it Yvonne or Ivan? Yvonne Duenas. Can we trade stocks with Top Step? Nope, only futures. Only futures. Any hair is best hair. Patak is the Dave Portnoy of futures? Yeah, I could see that. Avain, accent at the A. Gotcha. Yvonne. Gotcha. I want Rips to compete with Patrick Weiland. That guy does good in trading, but he's so cocky. LOL, need Rips to show him up. Hey, that'd be fun. I'd be down for some fun competition. That'd be a lot of fun. We have completely different styles, in my opinion. Rips, you're growing so quickly, I think some of these other YouTubers should be worried. Who knows? I can respect anyone who puts themselves out there and lets people critique. It takes a lot of guts. Yeah, I have fun doing it, though. I believe so much in my trading. I've been doing this for so long. I'm happy to be wrong in front of everybody here. I was wrong off that print. I mean, I barreled into that up at the top side there in that combine. Got my face ripped off. I'm happy to do it, though. I'm happy to be wrong in prints. I'm not going to shy away from, I'm very transparent. That's my whole thing. There's a lot of traders out there who will put on a trade, not tell you that they put on that trade, let that trade maybe go against them, never tell you that they took a loser in that trade. Myself, I'm going to show you my entries and exits the moment that I put on the trade, which is, I guess, very hard to find on YouTube, which I understand because it's very difficult to trade. Very difficult to trade. Losing is a part of trading, absolutely. Do you have a webinar on how to use trade on Top Step, like rules, etc.? I will do one, absolutely, Maddie. I will absolutely do one. I'll come out with a YouTube video as well. Please, how can I get my charts back? Is there a previous version? There's the only way that you could do it is if you've been drawing on the NQ1 symbol, and then use this B80G button down here on TradingView. That's the only way. There's no way that I know of to copy and paste old lines from symbol to symbol. Good morning, Sergio. It was great horsiness. One can never be faulted for criticized letting their inner horse. Good to see you, Bart. Always with the horsing. How did you set entry? I'm using Chart Trader. I'm always using Chart Trader to execute on my trades. But stay tuned because we are going to have a specialized NinjaTrader add-on that's going to be built specifically for momentum trading. So stay tuned for that. Crossing our fingers that we can actually get that done. That's what's so respectable, is showing those entries and exits so people can see it's impossible to win every trade. Appreciate the transparency. It's very helpful. Yeah, what other YouTubers out there are doing is that they'll put on a trade, they'll wait until it's 10 handles in the profit, and then they'll say, hey, look, I'm long, or hey, look, I'm short, we're up. Didn't you get that, you idiots? And then berate their audience and talk smack to their audience, and you're banned, and it's craziness. Everybody's different. If that's how you want to run your show, go for it. I just think that you should be more respectful of your audience. You should be very respectful. And if you're trying to teach something to people, you should be transparent about that. And got to be transparent. There's going to be good with the bad. There's going to be bad with the good. You're going to have losing days. You're going to have losing sessions, losing trades. It's part of trading. And if you try to shy away from that, well, you're not really showing the whole picture of what trading is. I always tell you folks in here, trading is not an overnight success thing. It is a years and years long process that you will have to really enjoy the heck out of to stick with. And you got to be a glutton for punishment sometimes, because you're going to have streaks where you just can't find a winning trade in the market. And I was there for a very long time in my career where I just could not turn a profit. And I'll always tell you guys and gals here about that. It's part of trading here. It's the reality of trading. It's not an overnight you're going to make billions of dollars. It's a long process. It's going to be very difficult at times. It will really test your patience as a person, but you come out the other side as a trader, you will be rewarded in all aspects of your life, in discipline, in patience, in kindness, and gratefulness. It is it's a beautiful thing. I love trading. Peter says, do you still journal every single day? And I talk about that also in the psychology webinar. The easiest thing you can do is just crack open Google Docs. It's free. Copy, paste some charts, start drawing on those charts. And boom, you got a journal entry. Just start there. It's very easy. Got to learn for years to be an overnight success. Yeah, it takes years and years and years. Hey, Ribs, for the momentum trading, can we use any of the common momentum indicators? I'm not sure which ones. Maybe, what are you thinking about? MACD, RSI, maybe those. But myself, I'm just watching order flow, pure price action. What was that turning point for you? Years and years in building up that implicit memory. Really, that's the trick. You see patterns enough times. We are pattern recognition machines as humans, and you build up that implicit memory, and it allows you to look at the market with a discretionary eye and say, I've seen that before, and this is what it's probably going to do. There's no shortcut to getting there. That's the problem. If there was, I'd write a book on it. There's no shortcut to getting there, unfortunately. It's time and experience in the market, and I know that's not what a lot of you want to hear. I know you want to hear that there's an indicator, or I look specifically at this one thing, and this is what does it. It's the context of all of these things all at once, everything all at once, that makes you a really fantastic trader. I'm not saying I'm a very fantastic trader. I'm just saying if you want to get to a level of complacency competency in the market, complacency. If you want to get to a level of competency in the market, then you have to spend time with the market. It's not something that you're going to pick up overnight. It's just not going to happen. I think that's a film. Yeah, exactly. Everything all at once. That one just came out, right? Old saying, it takes at least 10 years to be an overnight success. I like that one a lot there, Alfred. Do you have any videos on how you use Bookmap? We have a webinar on that in the Clubhouse here. But I will be producing some more content here for YouTube. For as long as you folks here keep asking these types of questions, it will give me the ideas for me to make these videos for you folks out there. Do you recommend Trade-of-8 or NinjaTrader for beginners? I do see you trade on Ninja as a pro. I've been using NinjaTrader for years, well before Top Step, and that's why I went back into it. I used to trade on Jigsaw as well, but NinjaTrader it's a nice, clean platform, very lightweight. It's not difficult to use, in my opinion. Trade-of-8 also very, very nice. However, there are some issues that some folks have had with the lag time on Trade-of-8. The benefit of Trade-of-8 is you can trade mobily. You can trade on your mobile phone, and you can trade on top of TradingView. So you can trade directly in the TradingView charts, which some people do prefer, which is a nice add-on there. So that is definitely something to consider. With a combine, you can try both. You could try one combine on NinjaTrader, one combine on Trade-of-8 if you want, and kind of see whichever is best for you. Everybody's different, right? What works for me may not work for you. I just know what works for me. Do you leave your stops in place in general? It depends. I usually like to move my stops around market structure. And in fact, if we're looking over at the... Oh, I'm in the MNQ here. I got to change this back to the NQ. If we're looking here at NinjaTrader, I had my stop at 608, or what is that? 508 rather, my eyes. 508 right here in this area. If I would have had my stop at 510, and that was one of those stops where I moved it. I moved that stop. So I do like to move my stops around areas with market structure. And you can see this is the area of structure where I moved my stop to, and I should have teased it just a touch higher to around that wick right there. And again, this is the 30-second chart, so take it as you will. But 30-second chart is not what I trade off of. I have another screen over here. If you were tuning in yesterday, I posted it on my Instagram story. My setup here, I have a main setup where I'm trading off of a 5, a 15-minute, or sometimes maybe a 3-minute, rarely, but usually a 5 or 15-minute chart. And I'm moving the stop loss over here, and it's reflecting on this live screen over here. If you have $3,000 stop loss on 150K, how do you trade on the next day? Well, they give you $1,500 for the next day for your stop loss. So you just have to be patient and then wait for the next day, which is nice because they give you that stop loss to pump the brakes for your account there. I used to scalp on the 5 or 10-second chart, talk about a miserable existence. Yeah, talk about a lot of fees too, right? A lot of fees. Ribs, back to your commentary on the print. You mentioned a few times you could see the sell side pressure, which is the reason for staying in. How are you seeing that sell side pressure resting orders in Bookmap? Yeah, and it's the way that they're contracting that order flow. So when they're pushing up, are they selling violently into that? And it's just from time and experience watching Bookmap. I have over 10,000 hours of experience of watching Bookmap here, so it's just having time and experience and watching it and knowing what that type of action looks like. I'm gonna do a webinar here eventually that talks about momentum trading and how I'm reading certain areas in Bookmap, which we've been planning on doing that for quite some time now. Are we still doing NQ December? We are on to the next there, Evan. We are trading the March contracts, the March 2024 contracts. On NT, I'm not so sure that you can, Jay Quinn. There might be a way to copy with NT. I'm not sure. All right, we are 10 minutes from the open here, folks. Make sure you grab that restroom break. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to hit my restroom break before the market opens. And I will be right back with you, folks. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed. And I'll be right back in about 2 minutes here. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Wow, look at, we got the bathroom pump and everything. Look at that. We got the bathroom pump. Always comes, right? Doesn't always. Yeah, Bart says bathroom pump never fails. Oh my goodness. So we are almost 5 minutes until the open here. Almost 5 minutes now. No levels yet for the new contracts. That is correct there, Christian. That is correct. All right, we are now inside 5 minutes until the open here. 5 minutes. Are we trying to trade NQ or ES today? We are going to be trading NQ today. NQ is going to be our hot ticket. We're going to be trading the NQ March contracts here, the NQ March contracts. See if we can bump it over to 300 likes here off the rip before the market opens. Hit that lucky like button in order to have a green day today. I don't make the rules, but that's what I've heard, the hot rumor on the streets here. Short, right? Well, we haven't seen the order flow come out, so we'll have to see. We definitely took a short there off the open, but or off the print there, which we all did pretty well on. Do you use top step tilt? It's good to have an eye on that, but I'm not currently looking at it right now. We had some folks sharing it this morning. So you can absolutely not use any old order blocks, or is it not a good idea to? Well, it's probably, I mean, depends on how old they are, but it's probably not a good idea to use those, Jimmy boy. What was that random surge of volume? That was just the Rips bathroom pump. Well, it says, thank you for answering everyone's questions, being so helpful. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for the $4.99 there, Woats. Really appreciate that. You guys are so kind. I really appreciate that. Just realized Top Step X tilt is a thing. How neat. Yeah, it's very cool, right? It's a little setting there. 300 likes and a free combine. We'll definitely do some free combine giveaways here in the future, so stay tuned for that. I really appreciate that, Woats. That's so kind. What's the ticker for NQ March in TradingView? In TradingView, it's just going to be NQ1 exclamation point, like I have up here. I can only imagine you going to the bathroom and saying pump it before coming back. Yeah, that's my MO now. That's exactly what I'm doing here. That's the way it works. That's exactly the way it works here. So fun. All right, we are inside 2.5 minutes now, 2.5 minutes until the market opens. Let's see if we can grab any of this alpha here and make it happen. We shall be doing our best here. We're going to be trying our best, doing what we can to trade our hearts out in this market here. Loxy says double bottom. Yeah, we do have a little bit of a bottoming pattern there on the 15-minute, but these sellers are looking very, very strong here. Super strong to the sell side. 2 minutes now, folks. 2 minutes. Make sure you do have those bathroom breaks in. Make sure you're calm, cool, and collected. And we shall see if we have any beautiful volatility that we can trade here. Were you able to find the NQ ticker there, Jared? If it's not going to show up for you for NQ1 exclamation point, you can always put in NQH 2024. That'll bring it up. All right, awesome. Sweet. Good luck to you, Jared. Here in the Discord. Good luck, good luck. Alrighty, folks, let's see if these 40s want to crack off the open here. Right now, testing these 40s. We are about 1 minute now until the open. The market time is right down here if you want to see how closely synced you are. But here we go, 1 minute. New strat, look for entries off support levels. Enter bathroom, watch price skyrocket. All right, I'm going to end the poll right here. Let's see how we ended up with you folks here. Contemplating not taking any more trades. Don't feel like giving anything back. I would just call it quits then there, Jayden. Call it quits. Lock it up. That would be my advice. Lock it on up. All right, 30 seconds here, folks. 30 seconds. Good luck to you all. I hope you have a fantastic trading day today. Let's see if we can be patient here off the open and wait for the market to tell us what it wants to tell us here. Quits it is. Only watching. Put the close Ninja Trader, close your trading platform just in case. That's always a good thing to do to keep you in line here. 15 seconds, folks. Good luck to all of you. Let's have some fun today. So market is open here. 40s are flushing so far to start. Looking across the board at the Magnificent 7. If we have some droopiness over there, I would be willing to take this short, but for now I'm just going to be watching. Pushing back above the 40s here. Let's see if we can make our way back up to the perfect short would be a rip back up to 62 into weakness, and then weakness we could short into. CPI print means market up or down. It was up 47%, down was 39%, and 12% was unchanged. 310 of you folks voted. So no trades yet off the open here, just kind of patiently waiting. We are holding those 40s, however. Waffling around a bit, very, very choppy. Tesla is coming down a little bit here. Meta perking up, Microsoft perking up, Google off to the races. SPY is not a believer. SPY is rolling over, holding the 461.5 level for now. Still no trades on for me. It looks very thick, both sides of liquidity here. Tesla's off a cliff here. We have Apple weakness. Amazon strong, Google strong, Meta, Microsoft all strong here. Well, we do have room back up to 62.5. That is a fact. 40s are holding for now. And as I say that, they drop below. You know you're getting used to volatility when the regular trading hours open looks relatively calm. Yeah. Welcome to the NQ. You do it for long enough, this looks like nothing, right? Rhythmic laggy a bit, not for me. I am not seeing it on my end. Maybe a touch, maybe by a couple milliseconds here. All right, seeing some weakness coming in here. I'm actually going to try a short here to the downside. Get our Ninja Trader view open here. Seeing if we can get a flush through the 20s. We have room down to 14.5 or so. So nice little bit of a drawdown. They are kind of front running the 20s a touch here. Tesla off a cliff. Nvidia is looking relatively weak here. Little bounce at the 20s. Remember, we have room down to 14.5 here. Back up through the 30s. I want to see if we have weakness towards the 40s. Our stop is right at 40. I actually want to move that up a touch there. Some bidders showing up around 25 here, but I do think that we have room down to 14.5. Google is waffling a little bit here. We may get stopped out. My stop might be a little bit too tight too. Second lot on short here. Thankfully, we didn't get stopped out. Watching here if we can blow through the 30s. Third lot on short. Trying to cover two. Two out in the bid there. Looking for that flush. And covered that there. Beautiful trade there to the downside. We did not get stopped out. We luckily moved our stop just a touch before the 40s there. So that was a nice $400 trade there. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Anybody catch that? Quick little momentum scalp to the downside there. Covered right into those lows. Look at that. We got the low on that cover there. Beautiful cover. Up 1,000. Nice work there, Austin. Way to go. So yeah, we are kind of waffling around here. I want to be hands off for a minute. We didn't get that violent flush through 14.5 just yet, so I may miss it on this go around here. Got 520 on that short. Nice work there, Ilita. Great to have you with us. Learning that MNQ is better risk to reward with a 50K account. That is true. Yeah, I only trade. There's that 14. There it is. There's that 14 tag. Still a lot of weakness here in this market. The only things that are propping up the NQ as of now. Wow, there's that flush. So let's see if we can run into this trend, get a nice little bounce back up to the top side here. That's what I'll be watching for. Wow, look at this volatility here, folks. Tesla's off a cliff. We are bouncing right back up. It's tough to trust this market right now. This is, again, the day before FOMC. This is a see profit, take profit type of market, unless you have a very nice entry, which we did. We had a great entry on those second and third lots, adding into that 3-lot position there on our XFA. Austin is up $2,000 now on 2 accounts. Way to go, Austin. Love to see that. Muno's up $1,000 on their Combine account. Dixie was up, so good confluence. Yeah, I saw that too there, Lake. Thank you for joining us, by the way, here. Great to see you. Done for the day, but enjoying the entertainment. Thank you, Paige. Trader Paige in here. Yeah, this is not the most favorable price action. This is something where I'd rather be holding a position for longer, but it's so tough to trust these positions when you're holding them for a touch longer, and you're at these key areas of confluence for flushes. So let's see if we're going to be holding these 410s at all. A little bit of a bounce there. Back above 410. These bounces are insane, by the way, mind you. Absolutely insane, wicked bounces. Austin says, I'm done now. Just going to watch Jedi rips nail some trades. I love it. Jedi rips. Oh, that's funny. So Microsoft kind of propping up the market here alongside Google and Amazon, Nvidia finding it bounce here. Meta is wrestling with the VWAP. You can see there is some tremendous sell side pressure right now in the NQ, but you're met with a lot of surprise bidders that are coming in on the price action. So that's why it makes this extremely difficult to trade. So keep that in mind. You have a lot of hidden orders on the bid right now. And when those bids are getting touched by these algorithms, they touch them, they see it's a hidden order, and they jump right back up. And these same algorithms, like you can see right here as we go back up, they're spreading the ask very thin, which allows these big topside climbs to sweep your stop. So be very careful out there. Be very, very careful. This is algorithmic trading 101 here. It's a 1 hour fair value gap. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and pull that in here. So we have, what's the hour that we're watching here? That one and that one probably. Let's see. Let's go ahead and draw this imbalance here on our chart. Basically between that one and that one here. And we'll make that the imbalance inefficiency. That's what we're watching for there, I'm assuming. If not, perhaps one a little bit higher. 1 p.m. yesterday too. Okay, good to know. But yeah, we do have some inefficiency. Right now, we're actually holding this trend line. As you can see, it's a pretty actually strong trend line to the top side here. It's just hard for me to trust this market as bad as I want this market to dump right in that inefficiency. It's so hard to trust these bounces, right? It's so hard to trust these bounces. I'm guessing we're talking about this one here as well. From there, top of that wick to that. This one, little baby one right there, right? Yeah. Thank you very much, MyStar, for pointing that out. Appreciate you being here. So we'll drop it back down to the 15 minute, and there we have it. Rename that to our inefficiency. Where's my tool set here? Boom, inefficiency. So we are kind of bouncing there. A little bit of a bounce there at that 14.5. Tough for me to trust this right now. And again, this is a very much characteristic of the market pre-FOMC. The fact of the matter is that we did not get a very clean-cut CPI print. In fact, you could say the CPI print was not as much as what the market was pricing in prior to the print. So the market should roll, but then you also have folks that are kind of positioning for the fact that Jerome Powell's certainly almost going to say 100% of the time, well, let's see what the money markets are pricing in. Let's have a gander, shall we? Money markets are pricing in a, wait for it, 98.4% chance of a pause for tomorrow's FOMC meeting. And then we're looking at the first contraction in rates coming in, I believe, in March. Yeah, 40% chance of a rate cut in March now. So let's see if we do have some players sort of bidding. Like I said earlier, we do have a lot of players that are kind of forming these bids here at these lows. There are hidden orders. They're trying to hide their size. The algorithms are touching that and kind of faking back out to the top side. So it's not creating the most advantageous trade. If we drop this down into, say, even the 1 minute, you can see this kind of chop and slop will rip you up into pieces here, these big old wicks. And I know this is the 1 minute, but this is, you want to look at this to illustrate the point here that it's scooping and whipping and dipping and going all over the place. So be very careful out there. Be very, very careful. Tricks and traps are abound right now. There's an order block below your inefficiency from yesterday pre-market. What time frame are we looking at there, Christian? The 4 hour. Let's have a gander, shall we? Alrighty. So looking for an order block here. This guy right there. A little bit of a bullish order block here on the 4 hour. We'll go ahead and draw that in. Thank you, Christian. There we have it. Back to the 15 minute we go. And we are suited and booted now with our charts here. So wouldn't that be so nice if we had a drawdown pre-FOMC down to that bullish order block, which coincides with our level down there at 281 flat. Cuts kick down the road. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what the analysts' take are on that. The CPI definitely not coming in as they expected. Goldman coming up empty-handed on that print there. They were expecting a nice 2.8 draw instead of a 3.1 draw. So we shall see. Baby fair value gaps are gold. They are great for drawing liquidity and inducement. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, in between this inefficiency, this gap of inefficiencies here, we do have somewhat of an efficiently drawn market there, but we shall see. Yesterday was a very, very interesting day in the markets. Rips says, SS says, Rips, I'm a new Discord member and greatly appreciating. My issue is I can't seem to be able to access the chat either to see the flow from my fellow members or to contribute myself. How to access? It is called Main Trading Chat. It's the channel called Main Trading Chat. What's your Discord handle? I'll give you a link to it right now. Is it, just let me know what your Discord handle is. I'll toss a link for you right now. Harbor, let's see here. Let me find you here. And there you are. Let me go ahead and send you a message, giving you a link here. Send you a message and link you on over to the main trading chat here. And there you have it, Harbor. So go ahead and just click that link that I just sent you in your DMs, and that'll bring you right to the main trading chat there. Discord link is right here if you want to join. Try it out for 7 days, see if it's a nice fit for you and your trading. Should Bookmap be changed from NQZ Q3? Yes, I'm trading on Bookmap over here. If we're looking at Bookmap, the symbol in Bookmap in Rhythmic is NQH4 spot CME. That is what it is. So does the bullish order block become invalid once price leaves it? Well, if it mitigates it and it has a candle close below it, then it is mitigated and becomes a breaker block, which we have slightly talked about. But we're going to have an exclusive webinar on how breaker blocks are important. Lake says, going to definitely check out your Discord. Thank you so much. Look forward to having you there. We are breaking below that inefficiency now. I want to see what happens here at the whole number of the 400s, which is going to coincide slightly above our trend line here. So looking back at TradingView here, we are encroaching into that trend line, right at that psych level of 400. If NVIDIA does pull back here, Microsoft now coming down a little bit here. We are breaking that trend to the downside. See if we reclaim 400s at all, or if there's weakness there. Watching here around the 400s. Some buyers into those 400s there. Little sweep up to the top side. Trader Joe says, love your style and process. Thank you so much, Trader Joe. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate having you here. American X Trader says how to start for $49. Here's a link for Top Step. Just click that link, and the $49 combine is the 50K one. If it's your very first one, though, you get an even deeper discount. It's even cheaper than $49 if it's your very, very, very first combine that you've ever purchased. Yellen is speaking right now. Thank you, Vito. U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen, I see no reason why inflation shouldn't come down to Fed's target. I believe she has calls. Yeah, she just may, right? She just may have some calls here. Muno says, I've traded 10 lots so far, but 1 or 2 lots per trade. I signed up for the 150K combine. Does that mean I can only trade 5 more lots today? No, that is maximum position size, Muno. So that means that you can take 15 lots maximum per position. Do not do it because you will blow that account so fast. But that just means that's your maximum concurrent position size. So you can take a 15 lot position. So no, there's no limit for the amount of trades that you can take in a day. You can take as many 15 lot trades or 10 lot trades, 2 lot trades as you want. It's not a countdown timer of the total number of lots that you can trade in one single day. Do I have a discount code for Top Step? If you just click that link, it'll give you the discount there, that bit.ly link Top Step coupon. You click that. Like I said, if you take it all the way to checkout, your very first combine's even cheaper. Yeah, 15 lots is crazy. We do it from time to time in here, but it's very dangerous. You have to really be on top of things. 15 contracts will test your emotions, especially if you're trading the minis. Absolutely. So we did bounce back above the 400s here, and we are holding it for now. Microsoft did stop the bleeding a little bit. Google is down at the sort of the lows of the day here. NVIDIA off to the races, said, no, we are not selling NVIDIA today. Back up above 470 for the time being. What are your thoughts on Top Step X? I used it early on, Mitchell. Thank you for your question. Used it early on. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't trail my stops in the profit. They have since fixed that, and I have not used it since. So it's something that I'm going to go back and revisit. But I do like what they're doing there. So Secretary Yellen's still talking over here. No evidence that inflation is becoming ingrained or that there is wage price spirals. She just came out with that one. Austin says, Rips, I'm done trading, but with the volume and the tight range, does this look like we could get a squeeze breaking to the downside if there's red confluence across the 7 board? Yeah, I mean, if we did have that start to fade, I was kind of looking at that for the 400s there. If we had confluence across the board from the Magnificent 7 here, and we had some sell side pressure, there is a chance that we could start rolling over to the downside into that lower inefficiency, potentially that order block. But for the time being, you're seeing that we are holding this trend right now here, and I'm just trying to be patient throughout these trades here. I'm not really jumping into anything. I'm in my XFA, I'm up $394, and that for me on a day like today where I didn't expect all that much, I'm happy with that, especially the day before FOMC. The fact that we nailed the 2 trades that mattered today on the XFA, I'm feeling good about that. Am I in the March? Yes, I am in the March contracts. Thanks for joining us here, Discount. I am in the March contracts. What's the symbol on Tradeovate? I believe it's just NQ, 1 exclamation point. If not, NQH 2024, NQH 24, something along those. Have you ever had an issue with TradingView not letting you place a stop loss back to back? Seems to not let me place a stop loss after I've done one trade and hop into another trade. If anybody can help out my Japan in here, they are asking about Tradeovate, I believe, or TradingView. Yeah, TradingView, if anybody can help. Theoretically speaking, if there was that squeeze, what would be the level you'd look at on the downside? So usually squeeze terminology is usually only used for squeezes to the upside. Usually it's just going to be a fade. So if we did have a fade to the downside, the level that I'd look at would be down to that 281 flat, 16,281 in the March contract, sorry. Tradeovate is NQH4. Thank you, folks. NQH4. Appreciate that. Aren't we the best community looking out for each other in here? Isn't this so nice? Thank you, folks. So NQ is bouncing off that trend line for now. We are revisiting that inefficiency back up to the top side, reclaiming that 414.5. Currently trading at 420 blaze it, and we are holding that 420 for now. Fade, another term to add on my trading talk. I think fade and the ball goes way right. Yeah. We got a golfer in here. What time frame do I use on NinjaTrader? Well, over here, the one that I show, this is just a 30-second chart, so you can see my exact executions, right? Which is not what a lot of traders out there want to show you. But I show this so you can see my exact executions. Like right there, we covered it right at the bottom tick there of that candle. But I trade off of the 15-minute, 5-minute, maybe 3 minutes sometimes. That's generally what I'm looking at there. So back up to the top of that inefficiency there, all the way back up to around 430. Seeing if we can hold these 420s or not. We are seeing a rebound now out of Tesla after bleeding for about 6 points this morning. Meta is perking up as well. Microsoft not getting the memo just yet. Apple rolling over a touch, and Google still wrestling at the lows. We are seeing a bounce here out of SPY, reclaiming that 461 to the top side. Tesla is making its way back up to 236 here. So a lot of action across the board here. Fair play to you, Squire, showing your entries. I'm sure you've helped many without knowing it. That's the whole point of the channel here. I want to show the realities of trading, win or lose. I want to show what it's like. My NT still doing the December. Go ahead and just click, type in NQ into the symbol bar and then just select NQ and it should roll over automatically. Artcat says for stop loss on TradingView, make sure you don't have another order on. Other than that, I found a bug where the quick option is right click or a plus sign on the scale. Doesn't work. You have to create new trades. So that is from Artcat here in the Discord. And that is for you, Ma Japan. So is the inefficiency the same thing as a fair value gap? Yes. Yes, it is. Trader page with the horse emojis. No problem there, Lake. No problem. So yeah, we are kind of wrestling around here. Day before FOMC, I really often find it, especially like yesterday, I find it very difficult to find confidence in taking large trades. What is the biggest trade that I took on the XFA was, I believe, 3 lots, maybe 4. And so for that reason, you know, I like to be pumping the brakes in here. Do you drink something special for trading a live account? As you know, folks, in here, we do drink Celsius. Today, we have a delicious Oasis vibe. If there is somebody out there from Celsius, please let me know. Get in contact. Would love to have you sponsoring the stream. Awesome. I'm glad I discovered from Top Step TV. Well, thank you for being here, Lake. Really appreciate having you. Look at this bounce now. By golly, look at this. We're going much higher here. SPY is perking up above 461.5 here, making its claim here in the stand. We are pushing back up to the VWAP in Bookmap, close to the VWAP in TradingView, which is arrested at 458.5, I believe, so 10 points higher. Great to have you with us here, Lake. Today's trades are brought to you by Celsius. And we are kind of pulling back a little bit here. Again, it is really tough for me to trust. And the other thing that makes this very easy for me to be out of trades right now is the fact that we do not have confluence across the board amongst the Magnificent Seven. For instance, Nvidia is ripping to the top side right now, all gas, no brakes. Tesla, however, wrestling at the lows after fading a good 6 points there off the open. Meta is perking up, but on a slower pace. Microsoft waffling and locked in between the middle here. Apple is showing some strength back up to the top side, but Google is having a lot of trouble there at the lows. So when you combine all of these things that make up the NQ here, obviously the top weight of the NQ is the Microsoft and Apple. They're both the number 1 and number 2 weight of the NQ and the S&P 500. So you do want to keep an eye on those specifically for weight. And when Microsoft is kind of waffling in the middle here, Apple's not doing these big old bounces. There's a lack of confluence, and you look over to the other Magnificent Seven and you're just not seeing it. It makes it a lot easier to step out of a trade because without confluence, it's very hard to get directionality in this market. Unlike yesterday, where you had a clean, clear direction to the top side. The theory on that I have is that most people were rolling out of their contracts and then not opening into the March contracts. So we had a lot of players that were short into the December contracts, and they said, you know what, I got to close. This thing is just ripping. They took too much heat, and they're all just coming out of it. How do you close a short position? Well, you have to buy out of the contract. So I assume that a lot of them were rolling into the March contracts. So Aaron says, you're the best streamer right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Big G Ski said, held too long from 36. Let's go, Big G. Big G in here in the Discord. Good to see you. Way to go, way to go. I'd like a few pullbacks to the trend line before going long. Yeah, I'm not convinced just yet. For a long, I would like to see this thing disrupting back into the 500s. That would be what I'd be looking for. But without that confidence, of confluence across the board, it just makes it ever so difficult to jump into a trade myself here. We are about 5 minutes here, 7 minutes from the top of the hour. we'll see what's what around then. Remember, for the rest of the day here, it is pretty scant as far as news goes. At 11 o'clock, we do have a 4 and 8 week bill announcement. Not an auction, it's just the announcement. And then after that, at 1 p.m. today, we do have the 30-year bond auction. Now that could create a stir of volatility, so be on the lookout for that. We also have crude inventories out at 4:30, I believe, after the bell today. But tomorrow, pre-market, we will be trading the PPI, of course. PPI is going to be very exciting. That's the Producers Price Index, so we'll see if inflation is in line also for producers and see what their pricing is and see if that will give us any inclination as to what the Fed is going to say outside of the fact that they will almost certainly be pausing rate hikes. Machapan says, up 800 across 3 accounts, including a funded account. See you tomorrow, Rips. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much there. We will see you here bright and early tomorrow at 8 a.m. What platform do you watch the Magnificent 7 on? I use TradingView for my charting. TradingView is what I use. Actually, you know, that's not true. I use eSignal for that, but I do not recommend that you go out and buy eSignal because it's insanely expensive and it's just not worth it. But you can use TradingView just the same. Sorry, I very confidently said TradingView, but that's just not the case. It's eSignal. I paid $200 for a streamer live, but you ended up being more beneficial, so I don't even watch him live anymore. Hey, how about that? Thanks for joining us, Vincent. I appreciate the support. Monthly budget statement impact the NQ much? Is that coming out at 10 here? Is that coming out at 10? I don't think that we have the monthly budget statement coming out. I could be wrong. Let me check the old schedule here. Is that coming out at 10? Did I miss something? Let's see. Why am I not seeing anything? I'm not seeing that on my end here. 7 p.m. UK time. Well, I must be missing. Oh, wait, no. I'm way down in the schedule. Holy smokes. Hold on. Hold the phone here. Monthly budget statement at 2 p.m. I don't know why I didn't put that in my schedule. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Yep. 2 p.m. The November monthly budget statement. It can affect the markets. That's a good point. Thank you, Midland Trader, for pointing that out. I'm the knucklehead who couldn't even see my own schedule here. It's nestled in between the 30-year bond auction and the crude inventory here. For some reason, I just didn't read it, but yeah, that could definitely it could stir a little bit of volatility, but not all that much. I think the 30-year bond auction would do much more. Where do you see what the news will be? This is a great question. Right here, Chen Pro. That is the free economic calendar there from Trading Economics. You can plug in your own local time there. Look at that, bursting up above the 450s there. Holy smokes. And SPY back above 461.5. 30-year auction had a negative effect last time. It did, but let's see if that can change this time. The margin requirements very large for eSignal, aren't they? I don't trade off of eSignal. eSignal is it's a charting platform, but it's very low latency, which is why I originally got it when I was trading small caps. A lot of small caps, I needed to have that very low latency. But it's overpriced. I don't. It's actually I think ICE owns them. ICE, one of the large exchanges, but. Yeah, it's just not worth it. I would not ever recommend eSignal to anybody. It's one of those things where I've been trying to get rid of it for years. I've had it for probably 6 years now, but I've been trying to break up with eSignal for a long time. TradingView is very good, very, very competitive in their pricing. If you're going to use a charting platform, I would highly recommend TradingView, which is what we have right here. I can show you what eSignal looks like. There's our eSignal, and there's the triple Qs levels that we have for eSignal. But yeah, that's I would recommend TradingView. Highly recommend TradingView. So we are pushing back up here. Are you still holding those too long there, Big G? Trading Page says TradingView is my favorite platform. It's a very good one. It's a very good one. Yeah, it's old school like TradeStation. eSignal's been around for a very long time. Sierra Charts, that's what I actually used to use for TPOs. You want to talk about a blast from the past? Sierra Charts is what I used to use for TPOs. That was a long time ago. I'm using TradingView, but the rollover caused my charts to go out of whack. Yes, great question. There's a button right down here called BADG. ADJ rather, not ADG. I can't read. BADJ. So go ahead and click that button. It'll adjust the contract. It'll inject a little bit of an algorithm to make the transition more smooth for you. So give that button a tap there, Domini Dave. Yeah, we are pushing up towards the VWAP here on the NQ. We are snuggling with it. Doing the old VWAP snuggle. I signed up for TradingView CME data, $5 and $1 for TV subscription, about 6-ish monthly total. Yeah, it's nothing beats the pricing. You guys and gals would be shocked what I'm paying for eSignal. It is insanely overpriced. My futures data alone in eSignal is $70, which dwarfs the pricing that I'm paying for TradingView, and I have the highest subscription tier of TradingView. So it's the best deal around, and it works on mobile, which is fantastic. You can set mobile alerts. It's amazing. Just make sure you buy the real-time data. A lot of folks sometimes are sitting here watching. They're saying, why is my futures number a little bit different than yours? Well, you got to make sure you have the real-time futures data. The VWAP kiss. Mwah, the VWAP kiss right there. So pushing back above 62 here. What a grind back up to the top side. Microsoft starting to shape up a little bit. Meta catching some steam. NVIDIA back above 473 here. Tesla putting together quite the bounce. So definitely a dip and a rip here, but I don't know if we can call this a rip so much as a slow and steady grind to the top side, back up to the top side here. Definitely see it, take it, profit, like Mark's, like Rip says. Yeah, it's a see profit, take profit type of market. It's hard to trust this type of market, and we are the day before FOMC. After the FOMC rate decision comes out in the press conference, we trade through that volatility. It'll be a much cleaner trade. We are contract roll week. There's a lot of things on the table that really make this very, very difficult here. Sorry, I did not see B80G. How do I get it on the chart? It's just down here in the bottom corner, or you may have to go to settings and click continuous contract switch right here. So right click on your chart, go to settings, go to events and continuous contract switch right there. That's what I would do. And then click B80J. Does anyone have a solution for this little quirk on TV zoomed in on one time frame, then change to a different time frame and it teleports you to the other side of the galaxy? And you have to scroll and search for the spot you're looking at. Yeah, that's I don't know how to fix that, but I know exactly what you're talking about. When I was setting up webinars, that's one of the things that's very troublesome. But I do like how descriptive you were in telling us about that. Discount says, nice hourly candle. Yes, indeed. Well, I'm thinking about, at least for my family here on YouTube, I'm going to be locking it up here. I may look for a couple more trades here in the Discord, but for the time being, I'm going to lock it up here on the old YouTube channel here. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, we had some great trades in our XFA. Let's see here if I can pull this up. We had some great trades here in our XFA. Pull this on over here. So we are up currently in our XFA, $394, which is fantastic. Love to see that. We did have a loss in a combine today for a total loss of $2,400, and that was right there off the print. But we made money again where it matters. Still slow and steady in that XFA account. So lots of fun there. Stream crashed. Hold on one second here. Make sure the stream hasn't crashed. Did that fix it? Okay, good. Making sure here. All right, we're good here. No, BC did not crash. We're still here. We are still here. Nobody's crashed here. You guys still got me in Discord? Guys and gals in here in Discord? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me here in Discord. Want to make sure of that. Okay. Whew. Close one. Okay. All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining me here on the YouTube live stream. I really appreciate you folks joining me and sharing your morning with me. We had a great session here. It was a lot of fun. And I really also enjoyed all of the commentary. Answering all of the questions in here was a lot of fun. So I am going to be locking it up here, and I will be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. and we'll have a benchmark to hit here for trading the FOMC live with you folks. So I will be back here very shortly. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream, of course. Really appreciate sharing the morning with you folks in here. So I hope you all have a great trading day today. If you are going to continue trading, please make sure you trade with discipline and take it easy. Be safe. Have fun out there, and I'll see you all tomorrow here bright and early at 8 a.m. here on YouTube. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.